Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Indie Zone. My name is Kathy. We have been monitoring the case styled as EWU Media LLC versus City of Moscow and the Moscow Police Department. This is a public records lawsuit over what EWU Media has alleged violations of the Idaho Public Records Act in the manner in which their public records request pertinent to the investigation into the crimes at 1122 King Road on November 13th, 2022, and the investigation into Brian C. Kohberger is the only person who has ever been arrested and prosecuted for these crimes are concerned. EWU, in their filings, have demonstrated that they have filed several public records requests commencing on June 30th, 2025, that went into September of 2025, and they are alleging two areas of violations. They allege that, number one, the City of Moscow and the Moscow Police Department improperly, overly redacted materials that were returned responsive to these public records requests, or number two, that they allegedly violated the statute by not producing documents at all. The City of Moscow and the Moscow Police Department responded in a manner demanding the dismissal of this action, alleging that the petitioner here, EWU Media, as a Nevada limited liability company, were not entitled to prosecute a lawsuit like this in an Idaho state court because they needed to file with the Secretary of State as an out-of-state entity. Judge Megan E. Marshall, before whom these proceedings are in front of, issued an amended order setting briefing schedule and scheduling oral argument. And in it, the judge granted the petitioner, EWU Media, until May 4th, 2026, to file a reply brief. Now, what is this? This is the third item in the briefings. There's an original filing, that's the petition which EWU filed. There is a response that's been filed in opposition to the petition, which was filed by the City of Moscow and the Moscow Police Department, and then the reply. This is a document that allows the petitioner, EWU Media, not to come back and re-argue their entire case again, but to reply to the response. And once that's filed, the briefings are closed. Well, EWU Media did file the reply, and it has hit the court docket. There's basically 3 points that they are raising. Number one, they're pointing out that the respondents have not replied substantively to the allegations that EWU raised of various violations of the Idaho Public Records Act. As to this second point, that we were waiting to see how they would respond, they are asserting that the City of Moscow and the Moscow Police Department have read Idaho law incorrectly. They are denying that they were required to file with the Secretary of State in order to prosecute a lawsuit. They allege here that Idaho law would require them to register with the Secretary of State as an out-of-state entity only if they were doing business within the state, which EWU Media asserts does not apply to them because they are not doing business for profit within the state of Idaho. As their third principal argument, they allege that what the City of Moscow and the Moscow Police Department are doing is throwing up more barriers to open public records, to transparency of what exactly happened in this case. So now, with this filing comes the closing of the briefings. Unless something unexpected happens within the next 13 days, what's left is for oral argument, which will be held on the 18th of May. Once that happens, it is going to be up to Judge Marshall how she will resolve this matter. So please continue to stay tuned to the Indie Zone. Until next time, this is Kathy. Thank you for joining us here today.